but I'm thinking I'm back to where I normally would be there, 410.
That's what I'm seeing. Big old signal, clear, crystal clear audio. Sounds like you normally sound to me there, Roger.
410. I am, hold on here a second. I am over in Studio B this morning. We're in the jazz studio, and we just been hanging out with a few jazz artists, and we're having a good time there. 410.
Roger, far west, sounding great. Yeah, I'm doing another gate too. So, but I'm on a different radio today. I'm on this Connex Saturn CX33, so it's going to have a little bit different sound. But I am doing another gate, so you'll get to hear what you sounded like today compared to the other day. 10-4.
Oh, 410. Well, man, I might stick around a little bit longer this morning, shoot, and just get the real feel of Studio B. Most time, you know, I want to get out of everybody's way, and because we all enjoy talking, and that's what we got the doggone thing for. So I might hang around for another episode or two there, 410.
Roger, far well. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I was down on the bowl talking earlier. I'm trying to get some talk time in down there while the big hitters are up there at that break there. 10-4.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think you have any problem getting in with the big hitters, the big boys, the fellas running the big watts. Man, you're doing your thing. You got top-notch equipment, and especially the antenna system. Man, all that is working, so you in there. Don't you worry about that, folks. Here.
Nah, I mean, I have fun down there. I don't expect to, some days I get in there with them, some days I get over them, but other days, you know, it all depends on Mother Nature, because most of those guys are 60, 70, 80 miles or farther away from me, so you know how that is. Conditions are different. You could be a couple miles apart and have different conditions, but when you're that far apart, I always wait for Mother Nature to roll my way there. 10-4.
10-4, absolutely. You know, I have been amazed. I have been amazed at the conditions that I have with your station and the conditions you have coming back up this way. Because I'm telling you, man, the other day I was talking barefooted, and it was just marvelous. The sound was superb. Your signal, all of it was top-notch on the top shelf. And, you know, whether it's 11 or 6, and there's some big scrappers on 11 also, 410.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I usually have pretty good conditions to Louisville area and around the Buckeye, around Indiana, you know, anywhere up in the cornfields it seems like. So it all depends. I mean, you know, I think it's a distance thing sometimes. And maybe it's an antenna height. I don't know, if I was up at 70 feet versus 45, it might be a whole different story. I might even drop down if I did that. So I have no desire to put my antenna any higher than it is. 10-4?
Well, man, I'm with you. I'm right at 60 feet. And I found that's my best spot for where I'm located. I ran 47, 48 for a long time, and then I decided to put those two others up there, jacked it up and lowered the mass pipe down a little bit. But anyway, I'm at 60 feet, and we hanging tough, and I'm enjoying that right there. 410.
Yeah, that's a whole different theory. I mean, I know like Motormouth, he'll run two different antennas. He's got one way up high and he's got one lower, and he'll switch back and forth depending, because sometimes conditions are better on one or the other. I don't have that option, of course. Mine's about 48 feet because I'm on a 50-foot crank-up tilt-over tower, and of course I leave some overlap on the two sections. So so that's about 45, and I'm probably about maybe 3 feet, if that, above the top of the tower. And I only did that because I was experimenting with some vertical elements at one point. But used to, I had it right above the top of the tower, about, 6 inches maybe, because you don't need that extra strain on your mast pipe, But once I put it up there a little bit higher to mess with those vertical elements, I just left it there, even though I took the vertical elements back off there, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah. Well, we got these 7s, and we got them on the flat side. And they've done us a good job since day one. I've looked up information, talked to people, and, they got some modifications that so-called great improvement, but I don't see it. And I'm old school. If it ain't broke, I ain't gonna try to fix it. And it appears right now that ain't nothing broke, so we gonna shake, rock, rattle, and roll just the way we are out here.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it, man. Is that a Mako 7 element, or is it something that you came up with yourself there? Go ahead.
Mako. And I thought I was going to wear the old guy out down there because I had plenty of questions for him. I'm kind of a sponge type information gatherer. I like to know all I can know and some more of what I don't know. And I was calling, he finally told me, he said, man, you can call me anytime. You were not bothering me. He said, I like talking about these antennas. And I said, well, you know what? You got that. And when I did get it the way I wanted it, when I did get it the way I wanted it, I called him back and let him know. And he said, well, man, I appreciate that. He said, the 7s, without talk, anything else that we make down here. And I was kind of impressed by that.
Yeah, I had bought, at one point I bought 2 5-element Makos. And then I decided to build the 107 out of those 2 5s. So I used some of the boom and a couple of the elements, and I built the 107 by their specs. And it worked pretty good, but I did notice it's very narrow banded. Like if you went more than 5 or 6 channels each way from where you had it tuned, your SWRs would start to climb up pretty quick. Or at least on mine it did. So when I took it down, a buddy of mine gave me his drawing, and I built that 10 element, that 46-foot 10 element, which puts the elements real close together. And I ran that one for about 10 years, and then when I took it down, I wanted to go a little shorter. I built a 30-footer, I didn't like it, took it back down, built a 40-foot 6 element, so it's a long boom 6, and that's what I'm running now. I've been happy with that one, but oh, my finger slipped off the button. But anyway, it all depends. Whatever you got, when it's working, just stick with it. That's what I like to do. But that 107 was just narrow banded for me.
Right, channel. That's affirmative. You are correct there. Now, if I don't run a lot of power, so therefore I don't mind, going to a different frequency and it being a little bit higher. That don't bother me because I don't put a lot of heat into it. But I will say, man, those 7 elements by their specs is dynamite. Now I have looked at and contemplated and thought about a different feed, but after speaking to him 2 or 3 times on changing the feed from that gamma match, he said, well, let me ask you a theoretical question. He said, what does the feed do? Well, it feeds the antenna. Well, if you got that antenna tuned the way it's supposed to be tuned, if it's the way it's supposed to be, the feed is not going to improve the performance of the antenna. So I scratched my head, looked at everybody else's comments, and I said, It made me go, So I'm sticking with the gamma match. So yeah.
Roger, 4. Let me get that break. When you unkeyed last time, somebody said break. Go ahead. Yeah, good morning. Deer Slayer down here in the sand piles.
Oh, shit, Deer Slayer. You got Snake up here in Tennessee in my Suburban, Roger.
Roger, Snake. Good morning to you. Sounding good there, 10-4.
Hey, Roger that. Hey, I ain't seen you since Manchester, but I'm waving a hand at you, man, and hell, I thought you was one of my locals popped up out here with a big station, but damn it, you got me in the red the whole time.
Yeah, Hey, you putting about 30 on me down here, sounding good too. Out there in that Suburban, you going to the bus stop break, or what you got going on there, break?
Hell, I wanted to go to the bus stop break, but I've been moving to my new house and having to do renovations. I ain't had time to get anything done.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I wanted to go too, but it just wasn't in my cards financially. Too much money, man, for me to waste on the fuel and the rooms and all that. So maybe another time. But be safe out there in that Suburban. Hey, Snake, sounding good coming out of Tennessee. Deer Slayer, Lake Okeechobee.
All right, dear Slayer, you have yourself a good and fine one, man. And there's a break next month, right down from that one too, just so you know.
Yeah, I probably won't make any of them until I'm gonna try to make that. Excuse me, that mud duck break in April. I'm gonna try to make that one. 10-4.
All right, 10-4 on that, man. All right, well, I'm gonna jump out my truck, pump some gas. Me and this little 4-pill driver got down.
All right, buddy, sounded good on that 4-pill, no doubt. Have a good one, Snake. Take care. And hey, Quincy, yeah, I switched from a gamma match to hairpin direct feed for several reasons. One, because when I had the gammas on there, no matter which ones I ran, either they were getting water in them or something was going on, because I could hold a dead key and my reflect would jump all over the place. So when I went to the hairpin, even though it's a pain to tune it, once I got it right, everything stays nice and steady. It could be pouring down rain and it don't change nothing on my antenna there. Quincy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Wait a minute. What was I getting ready to say there before I had that squeal, that feedback rolled in here? Got a little bit too close with these headphones. Yeah, I have that same issue with this gamma match now. Now the question I have: how do you prevent that current from coming back in? You running a balun with that?
No, mine's my coax goes up there and splits. The center goes to one side of the element, ground to the other, and I've never had an issue, man. I know a lot of guys swear by those baluns, but I've never had an issue with it bringing stuff back in here. I mean,
Okay, I keep on getting too close to that doggone Mickey thing. These headsets, they are sensitive. Sorry about that. If that was in your ear, man, I apologize. But I tell you what, I'm gonna shoot you a 21 and talk to you about that a little bit. Like I say, I gather information, and I'm always looking to find out and learn more. I ain't gonna hold you up, brother.